The Gibson Garage itself is an experience for fans and players to come down, try out guitars, as well as ask us questions and just find the guitar that is right for them, as well as experience what they might not be able to anywhere else. Hello, my name is Benji. I'm one of the Gibson pros here at the Gibson Garage in London. The big thing that I've always told people is go for something that's more comfortable. Try out a few different models and find something that you physically feel comfortable sat with. If you get something that's a bit too big, a bit too heavy, the neck doesn't quite feel right for you, you're gonna be more likely to just not pick it up. So it's good to have a guitar that's comfortable from the get-go, whether that be body shape, whether it be the neck carve, the weight, stuff like that. If you've never, especially with like the Gibson brand, we have quite a lot of different body shapes, both through Gibson, Epiphone and Kramer. So it's worth sitting down, trying them, and maybe looking at the ones you wouldn't have necessarily thought about playing in the first place, and may have given like the choice, may have gone, actually, no, I don't want to try that. Pick it up and see how you feel with it, because you might surprise yourself and might find that's the guitar for you. A great first question is asking them what they listen to and if they already play what they like to play, because that gives you a good base of where to start. And then from there, you can sort of give them the first guitar that you go, right, this might work. If they don't necessarily like it, you can ask them why, and then we can have a look at, so if they don't like how thick the neck is, we can try something thinner. So say if they're on a 50s style Les Paul, maybe we can have a look at a 60s style Les Paul with a thinner neck, or an SG, because they notoriously just have thinner necks. If they are wanting something a bit warmer sounding, we can have a look at some hollow bodies and stuff like that. So it's sort of a chain of events that leads to finding the right guitar, but a lot of the time it starts really well at just being like, what you're listening to, what you're playing, and go from there. Part of the job here is like the Gibson Pro, which is what I do, is we're here to answer your questions, and using the history behind Gibson and our knowledge of the brand is to work out what's best for you, whether that be answering your questions on just like, what's the difference between these two specific models, and then even comparing the two most completely different models. Why would I choose this over that? It just gives you a bit more of an insight to the brand and why we have different shapes, because some people can be like, why are they all different shapes? And it's because they all do different things. So we have a lot of people that really love the idea of owning a 1959 Les Paul, but maybe one of our custom shop or Murphy Lab models isn't necessarily within that price range. But a great way of getting through to that first is try out the Murphy Lab and the custom shop models and understand why you like it, what's comfortable about it, and then we can come down here to Epiphone and have a look at what is very similar to that and what has the same feeling. We can find what you liked about the more expensive model and a more affordable model. And then a lot of the time, yeah, we have like the Inspired by Gibson Custom. So if you want a 1959 Les Paul, we make one to the exact spec of the American one. So you can get one at that more affordable price point. Because the great thing about Epiphone is we use Gibson as a reference point. So we have all the knowledge that's built up in Gibson that goes all the way through to Epiphone. And the great thing about Epiphone as well is it's an older company than Gibson. So you have 150 years worth of experience behind Epiphone and 130 years worth of experience behind Gibson. And especially when it comes to the acoustics, because that's where both brands essentially made their beginning, you get all that knowledge pushed into both models. And then we have our Epiphone specific models like the Texan and the Frontier, which are phenomenal instruments. We now build both in China and we build in the US, along with the Gibsons. And then we have all the Gibson models, which are all built in the USA. All that craftsmanship and all that knowledge goes into making these guitars the best that they are. So the best way to sort of look at it is your J45s or standard like slope shoulder dreadnoughts are the more balanced and sort of the traditional acoustic sound you'll hear in your head. They're probably one of the most heard guitars on records over the years, and they are a fantastic model. When you jump into the J200s, you tend to have, they're a lot bassier because they're made of maple. Maple is a denser wood, so you tend to get a bit of a bassier, deeper sound. They're also a lot bigger in general, so the larger body just gives it that more guttural, darker sound. And then when you look at the parlor guitars, they're great for sort of fingerstyle stuff because you'll find that they're a lot more dynamic, especially with the more fingerstyle based delicate playing. So the smaller body size will give you that more mid-range push, which is great for making that fingerstyle sort of stand out as compared to a bassier body style like a J200. An acoustic can be a little bit more difficult because there's a lot more variation when it comes to acoustics. You could play 3 acoustic guitars in a row that are all serial number wise right next to each other, but they'll all be very different. Whereas the electric guitars, yes, they'll still be very different, but they're more likely to be a very similar instrument. So when it's sitting down with an acoustic guitar, you want to sit and try as many as possible, which is great at the garage because we have duplicates of each model. So if you sit there and go, right, I do want the J45, I can then go fetch like 1 or 2 more out that are the same. So you can sort of choose between those models. With the electrics, we can also do that as well, but a lot of the time, a lot of people are just very comfortable with the guitar and just go, yeah, this is kind of what I want to do, especially in the world of Epiphone. They are, because they're so well crafted, you sort of just go, well, this is great. And you can sort of move straight from there. We have a lot of people starting on electrics looking for their first acoustics to play slightly more strummy stuff. And then we have a lot of people that are like completely starting from the bottom but just want to jump straight into the electric world. So that's a part of what we do when asking customers what they're looking for, is we ask like, what is the sort of end game? Do you want to be a folk artist, or do you want to be a rocker? Where are you sort of aiming for? Because then we can also help steer them in the right direction, because it might be they want to play like big hard rock anthems with big chunky riffs and stuff, but they might pick up an acoustic because they think that's the way into it. And it's not necessarily the case. And there's, like you said, there's no wrong question and there's also no wrong choice. If you want to start on an acoustic, you can. If you want to start on electric, you can. But if you're sort of heading one way or another, we can help you make the choice towards a choice that will be one step better towards the final decision. I'd say the main thing is just try as much as you can. As much as you might be nervous and you might be shy, get as many guitars in your hands as possible, because you won't know what you like until you physically sat there and tried it. So just try as many as you can.